Hey babes, welcome to the Happiness Heals channel. My name is Tiffany. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back, friends. Today we're doing a special Live Rich Planner Plan With Me session as I give some tips and advice on terms of how to set up your personal planning pages. I know that everyone who uses this planner really loves the fact that you're able to customize it in a lot of different ways in order to fit your needs. And this video is really meant to show you how to take this specific page and make it your own. So this is my current personal planning page coming up for the week of April 26th in my planner. And as you can see, I have personalized a lot of the different sections to fit my needs rather than the pre-designed sections that come in the planner. But I wanted to show you a little bit of both versions and how you can make it work for you. Let's start with the traditional layout. So this is an older version of my planner dating back to October of last year. As you can see, I've used stickers to kind of personalize it a little bit. I did also personalize a couple of the sections, but for the most part, most of the sections that I'm using are the traditional sections in this page. I'm not going to go through a whole lot in terms of how it's laid out. You can see that if you have the planner, or you can do the flip through on the Live Rich Planner website to see what the actual layout is. But I just want to show you how I've personalized it for myself. So starting with the weekly meal prep section, I am typically a person that eats the same thing for breakfast most days throughout the week, or I'll just have leftovers. So I really didn't feel a need to actually put in different meals for every day. And I just put a sticker there to show what that meal would be for the week, and that would be the same thing every day of the week. But it gives it a little bit more decor when you can use a sticker. It doesn't have to be a round one like this one. It doesn't have to be big. It could be very easily just be a sticky note or a regular box sticker, and you just fill in that information. Also, going a little bit further back or getting more to the basics here for your days of the week. Initially, when I started planning, I was putting in the actual days, so the 19th to 20th throughout the entire week. But then I started saying, you know what, maybe this personal planning page may run for more than 1 week. So some weeks I have the same things going on, so I don't really feel a need to do that personal planning page every week. So I started just doing Monday through Sunday, and therefore I could carry those things throughout the week or into the next week if I needed to. The one thing that did change for me on a daily basis was dinner, and I was planning things out at that time because my daughter was home from school. So I really would write out everything that I was planning to eat for the week, and you can see that there. Jumping down, this is traditionally the shopping section, but at that time I wanted to try to track what I needed to buy in order to make my meals throughout the week. So I turned this into my grocery section, and I started listing out my groceries and then even listing specific stores that I needed to go to. This section was supposed to be important reminders, but I switched this to a shopping section where I will put anything that was non-grocery related that I needed to purchase throughout the weeks. Habits and goals section. I have struggled with this section, to be honest with you, throughout my planning time, and I probably will continue to figure out a better way to use this because I'm just not someone that comes back every day and likes to check that box. Like, that's just not, habit tracking in that way doesn't necessarily work for me. But initially starting out and trying to feel my way through, I did just use the habits and goals tracker in that way, listing out the things I wanted to get done every day or track whether I was getting done every day and putting them in this section. Once again, using Monday through Sunday rather than the actual numbers of the days of the week. Jumping over to the second page, I would have my goal for the week. I would have my focus and wins. I noticed I wasn't really using this section, which was another reason why I started to think, okay, I need to start personalizing this planner a little bit better for me, but I didn't mess with it in this particular spread. Housework, I also was doing a more traditional house cleaning schedule back in those days, so I would list out the 3 things I wanted to get done every day of the week here. Also, AM and PM routine. During this time, I was really trying to map out what I wanted to get done every morning and every evening, making it my routines for my days. So I started listing out what my AM routine would be, what my PM routine would be, and each week kind of customizing and tweaking this until I got it right. And so I started really tracking that for a while. As you can see, I added a bit more floors over here just for decor, and then make it work and for next week were the two sections that I also did not add a lot to, and realized that eventually I may need to change out how I'm using these two areas of my planner. I want to give one more example of how I was previously using my planner before I show you how I'm actually using it now. Okay, this is another layout that I wanted to share, and this goes all the way back to when I first started using my planner, but I just wanted to also give you this idea. So I initially started once again tracking what I would plan for breakfast every day, for my snacks, lunch, and meals. I think I was on keto at the time, so I really was trying to be very careful about what I planned for my days. And then here is my shopping list where I started color coding actually the shops that I needed to go to get all of the different items. So I would list out everything I needed in terms of my grocery shopping list, and then I would go back and color code which store, and these are local stores in my area, that I wanted to pick up these items from, whether I had coupons, whether they were on sale, or whether I just preferred to get them from one location or another. I also changed this section to my shopping wish list. As you can see, that important reminders really isn't as useful for me. I really like being able to track what I need to buy or what I need to do in these sections here. And then habits and goals tracking. Yes, this was another section where I was tracking the things that I wanted to get accomplished in my week. And as you can see, back then I was using the number. So that just shows you the evolution of things. I've taken you a little bit further back just to show how I started out using my planner without really changing a lot of the sections. Then jumping over here to the second page, I have my housework section that I'm using. Main goal for the week, focus for the week. Once again, was not using this win section, and I wasn't even really using the to-do sections here because I had other planners to track that kind of information. Make it work and for next week were also sections that weren't getting used. So this is the reason why personalizing this page is so important, because you really do want to get the full use of your planner, but then you also want to make sure that it works for you. If these pre-prompted sections don't work, it's lots of ways that you can customize them. So that's just another way. If you do like to use the meal prep section and the shopping list section, you can use color coding to help with figuring out where you need to go, or you can even break it into sections. So this section would be for one store, another store, and another store, or however you need to personalize it to make it work better for you. Also, the shopping wish list, or if you don't do a lot of shopping, maybe you have places that you need to go, people you need to call, you can always personalize the various sections to work for you. So I'm going to jump forward again. Okay, so now I'm going to show you what my current weeks look like in my planner. This is how I've evolved over time to be able to personalize my personal planning pages to fit my needs. So rather than using the traditional prompts that come in the planner, you can see I use a lot of new headers to section out things that I particularly want and need to track in my planner. So I've changed my personal planning page to be more of a hybrid between a social media planner, because at one point I was using a separate social media planner, but I realized it was hard to kind of flip back and forth, and I've really been trying to condense how many planners I'm using. So I just started thinking one day, how can I use this to work for that, as well as tracking some things I need for my household as well. So I took this section, which I no longer use for meal planning, and I turned this into my YouTube page. So I have my filming section, editing section, and upload section, and I literally track each day what I'm trying to do in each of those categories. I still have a shopping list here, but as you can see, it's much smaller and it's not dedicated to groceries. It's really more household things that I need, because my grocery list I keep separately on my refrigerator. It's not as is helpful for me being in this planner. Instagram, I also have dedicated section for my Instagram stories and Instagram posts. I am still playing around with this. Whether I will keep these here or move these elsewhere within the planner is something that I'm considering. Then I also have a bills due section. I like having this here because each week I can track all of my expenses that are supposed to be coming out for that week. And then as you can see, just checking off when they actually post to my account. Yes, this is duplicative of my budget by paycheck workbook. I have that as well, but I don't necessarily always like to have to flip back and forth through that, and it actually allows me to focus on just what's going on this week when it comes to my bill planning. I don't need that whole page or 2-page spread at the beginning of the month for my personal finances. I really just need to know each week what I'm supposed to be paying and making sure those bills are paid. Also, habits and goals tracking. I had initially turned this into a social media habits and goal tracking section, and I may flip back and forth between that. I'm still playing around with whether I want to look at my goals or systems that I have in terms of my AM and PM routine and some other things, or if I just want to continue focusing on social media in this section. So I'm going to be continuing to figure out what my needs are, hopefully before I transition to the new Live Rich planner that's coming out soon. Also, on my second page here, I have really personalized this section quite a bit. I've made this like my top 3 section, so I don't just focus on housework here anymore. I focus on what I want to do with my planners, what I want to do with my cleaning, and my self-care for each day of the week, or important things that I know that I need to get done, like grocery shopping or laundry and those kind of things. Also, projects. I tend to create a lot of weekly projects or monthly projects, so I like to list those in this section. As I get them done, they transition out and I come up with new projects in this area. This week's focus, I still love this. I think that it's really good to kind of focus your energy on getting 1 or 2 specific things done. So I've kept this section. Also, to watch here, this is another free floating section that I kind of transition in and out. If I want to read something, if I want to watch something, I try to make it more recreational though, just to remind myself to take time to do things that I enjoy in addition to the things that I need to get done for my family. I was previously using these 2 sections for my AM and PM routine, but I pretty much have that locked down now. So I've switched to a this week and a next week section. And the way that this is helpful is because I can focus on the things that I know that are important that are going on this week or that I want to get accomplished, and then also focus on what I want to do and plan for the next week. So it really helps me transition from one week to the next. Then I have a don't forget section down here. These are important things that may be further out that I don't want to lose track of, and I can always come back and flip through these don't forget sections to make sure that I capture them later on when they're needed. Also, a to-go section. This is another one that's a floater. It doesn't always have to be here, but I do just like the idea of tracking different places and things that I need to do throughout the week in this section. So that is how I'm using my personal planning section now. I will flip to this current week that I'm actually putting together right now, and as you can see, I use a lot of like box stickers to kind of cover up the pre-existing sections and putting in my own script stickers. I get some off of Etsy, or other times I just write them in honestly if I can't find one that I need. So I'm still using this for YouTube and my Instagram, and I will be filling this in as I plan out what I want to get uploaded and done for this week. Also, shopping, still there. I carry over a lot of things from the previous week if I did not purchase them and add new things. Bills due. I love this section, as I said, for just keeping track of what needs to be paid for the week. Also, my project section. Focus to read is now the section for this week. Rather than watching things on TV, I want to focus a little bit more on finishing up a few books that I have on my list. Also, my top 3 section, I'm still keeping that going because I really do like this in terms of my systems, the 3 things I like to get done every day. Something in my planner something to clean or organize around my house, and then something in terms of self-care. I have my this week section, which I'm already starting to fill in, and my next week section, which I'm already starting to fill in. I have a little bit of decor here or there. Some weeks I like to really throw in all the stickers. You guys know I love stickers. And other weeks it's a lot more plain, a lot more just basic, just to make sure that I'm getting things right. And then this week I've switched out my 2 boxes here at the bottom for an important section as well as a remember section, because I feel like there's some things coming up that I want to get done as well. As you can see, the personal planning page should be continuously evolving, but it also should be very, very specific and customized to what you need for your life. The Budget Mom has created the outline, but it's perfectly fine to personalize it or adapt it to your needs. I always say the best things to do is to review your personal planning page, adjust it as needed on a regular basis, and then reimagine or readjust as you constantly are figuring out how to better plan, better organize, and better manage the things going on in your life. I hope that this video gives you some ideas for how you can customize and personalize your personal planning page, and come back, because in a future video I will be showing how I actually put this page together from scratch. In case you're interested in that, let me know in the comments below if you'd like a video of that nature. Otherwise, you can head over to my Instagram at Happiness Heals and see other examples of how I've been putting this page together over time, and maybe it will give you some more ideas in terms of how to customize your personal planning page in your Live Rich planner. I hope this video was helpful. If so, please give it a thumbs up. Also, make sure you hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you'll be informed the very next time we have something to share on the Happiness Heals channel. Take care.